Hi folks, this is all the fruit. Do you know that pomegranate flowers are actually edible? And that they can be found in the beautiful country of Germany. Here in my city of Heidelberg, in a little Mediterranean garden at the edge of the Neckar, there are some quite sizable pomegranate shrubs, about 4 meters tall and producing quite a big harvest of pomegranates every year. In some years when there is not enough sun, they stay sour. When there is too much rain, they burst. In really hot and dry years, they sometimes become kind of tasty, but the low-hanging fruits are usually being picked long before they are ripe. When I say Mediterranean-style garden, here you have peach almonds, bitter oranges, loquats, and so on. And I actually did not know that the flowers of the pomegranate are also edible. Flowers of most fruit trees are edible, like flowers of all those rosaceous fruit trees are edible. But Punica granatum has nothing to do with rosaceae, so yeah, it's not 100% given that if the fruits of the pomegranate are edible, the flowers will also be. But somebody told me they are edible. That was right when I came back from Spain, where they were flowering. And I thought, oh, don't worry, Germany is colder than Spain, they will flower later. When I arrived in Germany, the flowering season was already over. But now, about a month later, they're flowering again. Spring was quite dry. This is quite normal in Germany. I guess that triggered the first flowering, dry and warm. But then in late May and early June, it got kind of wet. And so I guess they flowered the second time. Here you can see a couple of calyxes which have lost their petals. They just have the sepals. Then there are a lot which still have their petals, so they are still flowering. And then there are tiny buds like those here. So flowers of very different ages. Here, let me show you again. Those flowered some weeks ago, those are flowering right now, and a lot of buds around here. And if you think, why is this idiot picking the fruit when he could have picking the flower when he could have the fruit later? Well, firstly, as I said, it's not given that the fruits are gonna develop well, and also other people will probably pick them before they develop well. So here is the beautiful pomegranate flower. A really tough calyx, which is also made of the, well, and my phone is showing my fingers and the flower in a really crimson red. Now my fingers are not that red. Well, this is basically what's going to develop into the fruit if it's properly pollinated. This is the calyx is the same tough substance that makes the shell of the fruit, and the corolla or the petals are those softer parts of the flower which will fall off, or in this case they'll rather be eaten off by me. Tough and bitter, and remind me a little bit of rose petals, but without the strong flavor of rose petals. Not very bitter, just a tiny trace of bitterness. But you're eating something that's a bit tough, that's a trace bitter and doesn't really have redeeming qualities. What about the calyx? Tougher and more bitter. Still not very bitter, not very tough. But on the other hand, yeah, there are not too many reasons to eat those things. It's not a lot of substance in one single flower, although they are substantial. They weigh probably what, 10 grams, half an ounce or so. But no, neither the Let's get down from this wall. Neither the consistency nor the taste make it really worthwhile to eat this. Also, they don't grow in huge bunches like many rosaceous flowers. Like eating cherry or apple flowers is pretty nice, and eating pear flowers, those are really delicious. But those things, I mean, yeah, I guess since they are probably not poisonous, you can use them for decoration of food, and if you eat them together with the rest of the food, it's not a big deal. But okay, the part that's supposed to become the fruit, that tastes really like if you bite into the rind of a pomegranate. Bah. Not a nice experience. Buy a pomegranate, eat a piece of rind. It's bitter and astringent. So folks, yeah, I mean, good to know that they are not poisonous, that you can use them more or less as edible decoration, but nah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Maybe I did something wrong. Tell me what I did wrong, folks. Maybe you have to eat them in a different way. Please tell me. Apart from that, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit-rich city of Heidelberg in Germany. And of course, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.